welcome to a brand new episode of the Wadhwani Viewpoint podcast. My name is Manali Shah, and today's conversation is going to be all about startups. We have with us today Nisary Mahesh, the founder of HerMoneyTalks, a one-stop financial platform for women. Nisary, welcome to the show and thank you so much for being here. Could you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and HerMoneyTalks?
Thank you, Manali, for the wonderful introduction. About myself, I'm an ex-banker turned entrepreneur. HerMoneyTalks is my second venture, and it's a financial platform for women. So we work on creating financial awareness for women, handhold them, guide them to take the right investment and financial decisions in their life. And we do have certain upskilling programs which are specifically for women, and we also promote women entrepreneurship. So this is in a nutshell of what HerMoneyTalks is about.
Sounds great. So HerMoneyTalks started off as a product or an information dissemination platform. And now it's evolved to offer so much more. Like you said, you offer skilling as well. And you're in the process of creating a marketplace that will have financial products exclusively for women, like investment plans or loans for women. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Was it a natural progression or what was the vision when you started off like, and how did it change over time?
So I'll just tell a little bit about my first venture. So soon after I quit the banking field, I started a content and branding firm, which was exclusively catering to the banking and business world. So being an ex-banker, and I also have a creative side of my personality that I'm a writer too. So I just blended my banking background with writing. So we started with finance writing, business writing and all. So we have been giving content for a lot of financial institutions like banks and other organizations. So this idea came to me when we were working on some surveys and some interviews and some research reports for banks. Like there is a wide gap existing between women and finance. So my first thought was, see, we have a set of writers who are into finance. We are into branding. So why don't we just start a portal for knowledge dissemination? I didn't think of HerMoneyTalks as a separate line of business or anything. It was just a thought. We are writing thousands of finance articles. Why don't we have our own portal where we can just write finance in a jargon-free way where anybody can understand and find it interesting? But when we started, we understood just because we're having a portal, women won't come forward and read it. We want to reach out to them, be with them, talk to them, have interactions, make them open up. Then only we'll understand what exactly the mind block they are facing. So we started having this breakfast meetings with women, and we started with Bangalore. We have an office in Bangalore. So there we started having this small meetups with women where it's kind of closed room discussions where we ask them, what are the challenges you're facing? What are your thoughts about finance and all? Then I kind of understood that we need to have more interactions like this. So from a portal, we move towards workshops, programs, educative sessions, awareness creations. It's like not asking people to come to us, we reaching out to them to talk about finance and making them comfortable doing that. So that's how from a portal concept, it moved towards workshops, training, empowerment programs, skilling programs. And when we were doing that, again, it was an eye-opener. Like with just education, it will be like they listen, they go back, they continue doing what they are doing.
Right.
So more than that, we need that hand-holding for them to take their investment decisions or financial decisions. So it was a journey which was evolving over a period of 3 years. So from portal to trainings and workshops to now a one-stop financial platform, where a marketplace where we offer cherry-picked products and services for women.
Okay, that's wonderful. So it was a completely natural progression. You saw the gaps as you went along and you kept filling them with your startup. That's great.
Exactly.
Let's talk about marketing a little bit. Finance has not always been traditionally the most women-friendly sector. And we also see a lot of times that women themselves have a mental block at times when it comes to dealing with money. So how did you tackle that?
So, just like the business evolved, no, our marketing strategies also kept evolving, because we have been trying, testing, understanding what is working, what is not working, and moving to the next. So that is something I wanted to tell all entrepreneurs. You can't tell this is my marketing strategy. You have to keep changing it based on the changing market situations. For example, when we started with these programs, offline programs, to have that personal touch.
Right.
Soon after COVID came, it was impossible. We were just got stuck. Then that was the right time to start good branding for us. So that was one strategy we took. Anyway, we are idle. We cannot go out and meet people. Why don't we use this time for good networking online, explore all the possibilities online. So that was one thing. Second thing is that when we started also, naturally women have this hesitation to come forward, or that reluctance to come forward when it comes to finance. So if we are just starting off directly as a B2C platform, where directly we start with a marketplace and start selling a product or a service to them, it may not work.
Right.
So we took the strategy of understanding the audience, talking to them, and then curating something which is more useful or based on their need. So we keep changing these marketing strategies from time to time based on the changing market conditions, mindset, the landscape. The fintech industry also, as you know, it's evolving very fast, very rapid. So a lot of changes have been happening. So you have to keep an eye around. Maybe a lot of times collaborations works magic than doing it all alone. We have all the right kind of partners in the industry who have an awesome product or a service. It's all about collaborating, cooperating, and doing and reaching out to the right audience, which is a win-win for both companies. That's something we have tried, and so far the things we have done that are working really well.
Absolutely. I think what you've managed to do is really create a community, which is so important for any company selling a product or a service.
Exactly. Many companies they sell a product first, or they launch a product first, then work backwards to build a community. So we have come from the other way. Like, we created a community first and then started offering something for them. So for us, it worked well, and I think that should work for many companies. First, create a community, know their interest, and then create a product. Because otherwise, if you are directly creating a product, there's a lot of time, effort, money, everything involved in that.
Right, absolutely. And I believe that you have some plans to help women entrepreneurs scale up as well. So can you talk a little bit about that? And especially, I would like to know from you, what is that one financial mistake that women entrepreneurs tend to make, and how can we avoid those?
Yes, that is one of the things, because along with managing your personal finances, managing your business, taking the right financial decisions in your business also very important. Because we have noticed that when it comes to start something your own, many women are withdrawing because they think it is risky. You will not have a steady salary. They are afraid to take a loan or any financial decisions. So there's a lot of hesitations. Even if they are getting into, for women actually doing something their own is very flexible, because they can operate from their home, work from home, work at their flexible working hours, work with time, life and professional life and personal life management, everything they can do. But many are hesitant to take next step when it comes to business. Many are ending up with a home-based business or a domestic business. But when it comes to major decisions where finance is involved, many people are not coming forward. So I think this is one of the things which every woman should think of. Build a brand that can have a disruptive growth. Explore all options. It's good to take a little bit of risk and to grow your business beyond the boundaries. And come out of your shell to grow your business, take a little bit of risk and explore new things. And according to me, one of the mistakes that women do when it comes to finance is making wrong decisions itself. Because many of them, they just go with what their friends say without doing enough market research. If I take a particular example, say take marketing or say take branding. You can have a website right from rupees 10,000 to 1 lakh. What worked for your friend may not work for you. So many people
Absolutely.
usually they take references from their friends and just go with the vendor whom their friends recommend and end up spending more than what is required. This is a typical example in one area. There are, wrong financial decisions like this in other areas also. So what I would like to say is that do enough homework, or the decisions
Right.
taking without enough awareness or enough homework is one of the mistakes many women do.
Okay, I hope this helps a lot of the women that are tuning in. And so, my next question to you, you mentioned that Her Money Talks is your second startup. Your first was a digital content and media company, right? So, what were the learnings, your top three learnings from running your first venture that are helping you in Her Money Talks today?
Both are totally different. Like I said, Hubwords was totally into creative side of things like content, digital marketing, creating a voice for a brand and all. So one way it helped Harmony Talks, because when we started Harmony Talks, in fact, a lot of startups spending their money, time and effort is identifying the right partners or right content creators for them. For us, it was pretty easy because we had a team ready. So we didn't have this initial hiccups of waiting for the right people to get started. But the moment this idea got into our head, next day it took shape, or at least the skeletal shape was ready because we had the team in place. So that way it helped. Second is that we got the opportunity to interact with a lot of industry leaders through Hubwords. Like, we were the content providers with a lot of leading players in the BFSI, and also had developed a lot of connects in the startup world, especially with mentors or startup platforms and all, with whom we used to collaborate and provide content. So it was a natural progression towards getting into Harmony Talks, and also it helped a lot because it's nothing new. We are already in the industry. We know the people. It is just like getting into conversation with them and tell them, hey, we have a new idea. What do you think about this? And it also helped to get a lot of perspectives when it comes to business. But frankly, I would like to tell that sometimes a lot of perspectives can be an overkill for you. Like you get all kinds of doubts, like people will tell this is not right, that is not right. A lot of ideas keep coming in. So compared to that, except that everything was good. It helped really well with this natural progression from one to another.
Okay. Okay. And did you run Hubwords with the same co-founder that you have right now at Her Money Talks, or how did that come about?
Yes, my co-founder is Hemant. He's based out of Bangalore, and in 2016, we joined hands for starting Hubwords. And when this Harmony Talks idea came, also we both discussed about the pros and cons, the possibilities, the opportunities, and together, we are together in Harmony Talks too. Okay, and just to give you a brief, that I'm heading the business development and the client-facing role at Wadhwani Talks, and Hemant is managing the finances and legal side and other things at Wadhwani Talks.
Great. And how important is to get the founding team right? We often hear about startups not taking off the way that was intended because you didn't have the right people from the get-go.
I would say it is very critical and very important to have the right co-founders in your company. Taking my example, me and Hemant, we come from totally different backgrounds. And because I am from that writing, I did my master's in literature. From there to writing, banking, I come from that. He was purely from a corporate background, like he had worked with Genpact, IBM and all, with their business planning, analytics and all. So we had complementary skills. Like that really helped. So I would say that for any startups, having a founding team with complementary skills really helps. See, for example, both of you are good at business development, and you don't have a skill set of a person with technology or say finance, you have to hire. So rather than that, you have that different complementary skills in-house. you should look, I mean, startups should look for complementary, having a co-founder with complementary skills. And it is very important and very critical. What I've seen is that many young startups, they quickly, I mean, they feel, okay, this idea is good, and quickly they get into a business, they start something their own, and very soon they wrap up their company also, because if the founders don't have that vision for a long term. So if they're
Right.
not serious, I've seen many startups who are started. I mean, initial stages of the startups, it is very painful. It takes time.
Right.
There's a lot of hard work and all. If both founders are not equally serious about it can happen in many cases. One co-founder
Right.
quits. Like he will think, okay, I got a great offer from the corporate, so I am leaving. That's not the way. You cannot part ways. It is just like you are together for a mission. There will be initial hardships, initial teething troubles, everything in that journey. So making it work together, playing it on your strengths is very important for any startups.
Right. I couldn't agree more with you. So, what is your vision, your ultimate vision for Her Money Talks?
The ultimate vision is to empower as many women to become a one-stop financial platform where, whether it is for their financial decision, for a support ecosystem, for an upskilling, or for opportunities, a platform where they can rely on, a platform where we talk to them in their language, a platform where they can resonate the ideas. And the ultimate vision is like, it keeps changing, because ultimately what we want to do is that cater to our audience or our users in the best way according to the changing landscape.
Right.
So things keep changing, dynamics keep changing, the market demand keeps changing. But finally, what is our target audience looking forward? If earlier it was lack of financial literacy, yes. As time's changing now, more and more women are taking charge of their finances. So it is not literacy. Sometimes it is hand holding. Sometimes it is knowing what is right. So keep thinking, having that journey along with them, understanding what they need and providing it. I mean, that's what we envision HerMoneyTalks.
Right. I love the flexibility that you have in your thinking and your vision as well.
Very important for any entrepreneur, I would like to say.
Absolutely. So here's to empowered women and financially aware women all around the world. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be here on this episode. It was wonderful talking to you. With that, we end this episode of the Wadhwani Viewpoint podcast. My name is Manali Shah, and I'll see you in the next one.